Good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 7. We are in the second week of our second unit. And as I mentioned last week, this is a super short unit. It's only 2 weeks long, focused around the impossible argument of whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. Now, we're going to go back into that discussion this week. And this time we're going to take a look at the reasoning that you all used in your defense of your position. So we're going to take all of the tools that we have learned up to this point in terms of the rhetorical devices, inductive deductive reasoning, the rhetorical appeals, and you are going to be conducting a rhetorical analysis of one person's post. So that's the very first assignment that you have for this week. And again, you get to choose which person's response you want to kind of unpack in that way, and then you're going to complete that assignment. Now, that's your kind of only traditional assignment for this week in terms of the rhetorical skills that we've been using. The other thing that you're going to be doing, going back to the discussion board from last week, is you're going to be practicing tools on how to respond to argument. So you might remember in the Unit 2 overview, one of the things that I talked about there was the importance of kind of being able to not just counter someone's opinion, right? Not just to always to kind of defer to a counter argument, but to kind of figure out different ways that we respond to argument, right? And again, not just in a combative way, not just to be contradictory, but what if we need more information? What if we have a question? What if, right? What if? And so the goal this week is for you to try on some of those different prompts, different ways that you can respond to argument. So this week you absolutely have to work through the modules because that's where the links are. These are links to one of the online textbooks that makes the class free in terms of our textbook cost. So I'm looking at the Unit 2 right here for the week. And again, you'll have kind of a brief reading here about what it means to respond to argument. And then you have all of these numbers, right? 5.1 is an overview. 5.2 is your first page that explores one type of response to argument. So what you're going to do is read through the prompts and read through the explanations on this page. And then for this assignment, the first one, you're going to go back into the discussion board, find someone's response that you want to respond to, or discussion post that you want to respond to, and then you're going to use one of the stems from reading 5.2. Okay. Then you're going to read 5.3, and then you're going to go back and find someone else's. Again, I don't want you to be responding to the same person each time. You're going to find different people's posts to respond to. And then you're going to use a stem from the reading 5.3, and then you're going to do it again for 5.4 and 5.5. So by the end, you will have made 1, 2, 3, 4 different responses to that discussion board. Okay. And that's really the goal. Again, it's not just to counter argument and say, well, this is what you think, and I think you're wrong, and here's why. Again, more about how can we kind of work towards consensus or dialogue or just conversation without it being combative. And so that's the goal coming out of this week. Once you're done with that, you will be thoroughly done with the hot dog sandwich debate, and then we won't be revisiting it. So this will be the end of it. You do have a reflection here at the end of Unit 2, and that will also be due by the end of the week. So don't complete the reflection until you have completed the other work of the week. You do have a writing territory this week. Your focus is on the short paragraph. We talked about short sentences a few weeks ago. Now your focus is going to be on the short paragraph. And then we're at the end of week 7, right? So yeah, and we're at the end of Unit 2. All right, there's one more thing that is in the module here. And I put it at the very top so that way you can see it. And I want you to make sure that you read it and you begin kind of thinking about literally what's happening in the world. So Unit 3, you'll find out more information next week, but Unit 3 is one of our bigger units and more comprehensive and focuses on a topic of your choosing that is currently happening somewhere in the world. Could be here in the US, could be in Canada, could be in Mexico, could be anywhere, Europe, Africa, Asia, Russia, wherever, right? And so I want you to make sure that you read that page and then just kind of this week start being aware of what you're noticing in the news. Excuse me, what's making headlines, what's interesting to you. Next week, you're going to have an opportunity to choose a topic to research for the Unit 3 writing assignment. So just start kind of being aware of what's happening in the world and what is resonating for you, what's interesting to you. Again, more details next week, of course, but make sure you're reading what's on the page here, just to start thinking about it and kind of getting a jump on that work. All right, so my office hours are a little bit different this week, so make sure that you check the timing that's listed in the announcement and on this page. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you have enjoyed our impossible argument about whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich.